Hello, welcome to the July 2010 video edition of the Iowa General Fund Monthly Revenue Memo. My name is Jeff Robinson, Senior Fiscal Analyst for the Iowa Legislative Services Agency, the nonpartisan support agency of the Iowa Legislature. This video presents information covering July 2010, the first month of cash fiscal year 2010, and I will also discuss U.S. and Iowa housing statistics. For the month of July, Iowa net general fund revenue was $2.3 million below July 2009. Net revenue is gross revenue minus tax refunds, including school infrastructure refunds. On a percent basis, the month's decrease was 0.6%. Gross receipts for the month were up 0.8%, while regular tax refunds decreased slightly and school infrastructure refunds exceeded July 2009 by about $7 million. However, three significant adjustments need to be made to the July 2010 numbers to provide an accurate picture of how July 2010 compares to July 2009. This table provides an adjusted summary for July. Starting with the negative $2.3 million actual change, we need to adjust for three items that are not related to the month's actual growth. First, July 31st, 2010 fell on a weekend, while July 31st, 2009 was a Friday. While we do not yet know the exact impact of this calendar event, July 31st, 2009 produced $23 million in tax revenue, so I will use it as an estimate for the impact this year. Whatever the impact, the associated revenue will appear in August this year. Second, recent legislative changes have altered when gambling tax revenue reaches the general fund, producing a negative impact on July of $10.9 million. The same amount of gambling revenue will reach the general fund this year as last, but it will not arrive until much later in the fiscal year. Third, the school infrastructure transfers for July totaled $7 million more in 2010 compared to 2009, and the increase appears to be due to an adjustment to the pace of transfers in order to make up for previous under-transferred amounts. The final line of this table provides an estimated adjusted July 2010 growth amount of positive $38.6 million, a number that would have provided high single-digit positive growth for the month. This bodes well for a positive August. This table provides a look at the most recent 6 months, showing large drops in February and May, but significant increases in March, April, and June, and the small decline experienced in July. Combined, those 6 months produced a 0.8% increase. While this is just a small positive percentage change, it provides a stark contrast to the negative 7.5% experienced over the previous 7 months. This chart provides information covering net receipts by month over the most recent 12 months. Net receipts have increased 3 of the past 5 months, and after adjustment to July, 4 of the past 5. The combination of net personal income tax and net sales and use tax provides about 80 to 85% of the net revenue collected for the general fund in a year. Personal income tax receipts were up 3.8% in July, the third increase in the past 5 months. Sales and use tax receipts were down for the month, but the July 31st calendar issue made a significant difference here, and without it, sales and use tax receipts would have been nicely positive. In summary, the month of July 2010 was a slightly negative month, but without several negative factors that were unrelated to July, it would have shown strong positive growth. To end this month's video memo, let's take a look at important construction economic indicators. Construction plays a very large role in any developed economy, and it played a significant role in the economic peak and subsequent fall-off experienced as part of the national recession that began December of 2007. This chart provides a depiction of the amount of expenditures in the U.S. economy for residential, private, and public construction since 1993. The graph shows the significant run-up starting in 2003 and the peak in March 2006, followed by a fall well below the trend line. Recent months show some hope the decline has stopped, but the graph does not yet show any real growth. New home sales in the U.S. show a similar bubble starting in the late 1990s and accelerating in 2003 with a peak in November of 2005. Buoyed by federal tax credits, the sharp decline has stopped in recent months, but new home sales are still 70% below the previous peak and well below the trend line. This graph shows U.S. and Iowa existing home sales on a quarterly basis as provided by the National Association of Realtors. U.S. existing home sales peaked in the second quarter of 2004 at almost 8 million units on an annual basis, and they have now declined to a pace of just over 5 million. Iowa sales peaked much later than U.S. sales at around 80,000 units per year and have fallen to a pace of about 57,000. U.S. sales are currently 34% below their peak, and Iowa sales are 29% below their peak. The Iowa experience has not been as long or as deep as the U.S. experience, but it has been significant nonetheless. The U.S. Housing Price Index, provided by the Federal Housing Finance Agency, shows U.S. housing prices peaked in April of 2007 and fell noticeably through December of 2008. Since that time, the decline has slowed but still continues. Construction, residential new home and existing home sales, and housing prices have all experienced significant declines over the past 4 to 6 years. While recent months show signs the declines are ending, it could be quite a long time before activity reaches its former peak. I appreciate your interest in Iowa General Fund revenue. Goodbye, and I hope you check out the next monthly memo in early September.